Welcome to Down to Business, a segment that keeps you in the know about the latest trends, topics and issues for Australian business owners. Today we're talking with Adrian Frinsdorf, Wealth Advisory Director at William Buck Chartered Accountants and Advisors, about preparing for retirement. Adrian, what are the most common mistakes you see business owners make when they're planning for retirement?
Unfortunately, we see a few mistakes, but most of them are around failing to plan, which is a bit ironic because when you think of business owners, they are good planners. They've planned great businesses, but rarely when I speak to a business owner do they have a plan for their own personal financial life. You don't want the same sort of detail in your personal life, but it does, a bit of planning does go a long way.
If you could give some advice to retiring business owners based on your experience, what would that be?
The planning part is really important, and it can be planning they can do themselves, but also socialise that idea with friends and professionals to get actually a good plan in place. But listening and talking with their fellow loved ones, mentors, because whilst the business owner is going through it for the first time, others have gone through the process, and it is quite a daunting process, down to losing access to mobile phones, cars that were through the company, and the infrastructure of not having a PA, or if they were lucky enough to have a CFO in a bigger business, that all disappears and they've got to replace that themselves. And I tell a lot of business owners they need to get a hobby. It's a long time to be retired.
What do business owners find the most difficult thing about retiring?
Most definitely letting go. Most of them have set themselves up financially or they've sold a business, so they need to make sure they maximise the tax consequences and the investment returns. But letting go, ensuring, because every day they have gone to work to make that business better, and they're so passionate about that, that single focus is hard to put into any other part of their life. So they need to get a hobby, plan their life a bit, enjoy retirement, realise that they were in business to create retirement or wealth for their children, and letting the next generation have a go at running that business. And that's a lot of uncertainty to deal with. So to make sure they've actually got a plan on the financial side that takes that uncertainty away, so they don't have to deal with financial uncertainty and emotional uncertainty.
Thanks, Adrian. For more information and to find out more, visit williambuck.com and keep an eye out for the next edition of Down to Business.